Well, good morning. I'm doing my best, Tom. I'm doing my best. Give me a second. I need to... just do a couple things real quick. Gather all the people from all the places. Mic check, mic check. We're good, I'm assuming. I do have the documents, so thank you all for bearing with me for just a sec. Like I said, I need to let all the members know we're here, we're talking, and because this is a welcome beautiful impromptu live, I didn't have the link. To be able to send this out ahead of time, because this isn't what was supposed to happen today. No, this is not what was supposed to happen today. This is not what we discussed last night. Thank you to the new subs, and thank you GSH Everything 27. I'm truly tired of Drake, dude. Straight goofy. Thank you for the support, beautiful. Princey says thank you as well. He's really not with this early morning shit. So Princey's morning went from serene, heated blanket to being, surprised off of the bed by me spontaneously cussing and screaming at the phone. that was legitimately my response. I said a lot of things. So I haven't necessarily looked at anything in detail, but I have downloaded everything, including a very lengthy complaint filed in the Southern District of New York in federal court, and attachments, exhibits. I do know that Exhibit A is the lyrics of Not Like Us, and Exhibit B, I do believe, is about 40 pages of screenshots from TikTok. So that's going to be interesting. A lot of people right now are going to be shocked to find out that their screenshot, or a screenshot of them, is in this document. And it's, again, this is a lengthy filing. I haven't had breakfast or like anything, a shower, those kinds of things. Oh God. And he starts off just bat signaling to all of the Drake glazers and conspiracy theorists. I have been known to begin a document with a quote. And this filing begins with a quote, so we'll get to that. But how y'all doing? I see we have a lot of people here, and likely a lot of people will join us. So come in, get comfortable. Keep it real, but keep it clean. Um, yeah, lyrics, TikToks is gonna be bad. Yeah, yeah. Slap that like button. Support the channel. Oh yeah, that's right. Let me do that too. Let me do my self-care. Just bear with me one more second. I see the chat is moving, so I'm sure you all have, feelings. Thoughts and feelings about what it is we are seeing. Again, welcome. Thank you all for being here. I count on the mods to make sure that you recognize, shout out, and thank new subs and subscribers, and give a shout out to any distinguished guests from other channels that show up in the chat, because I'm really going to focus on this document. So I'm not trying to ignore, and I'm not trying to miss folks, but it does happen. I do see everyone's comment, because I rewatch every live to see comments that I missed. Even when we're chatting, I'm missing stuff. So when I'm reading documents, I'm definitely missing stuff. But yes, we had a lovely live last night. Thank you very much. We had a lovely live last night to talk about the fact that his New York petition for PAYOLA and civil RICO was withdrawn late last night after court hours. Official court hours. So we had a great conversation about that, and we all thought to ourselves, what he filed in Texas was the petition which was related to wanting to fish for evidence around defamation. We said, oh, this is going to go away. Maybe Aubrey is deferring, to greater wisdom somewhere, and he's not going to go through with this. And I said we could wake up tomorrow and find out that it's gone. Or maybe it'll take a couple weeks, but they're in conversation. That's clear. And that's not what happened. Instead, this motherfucker filed an 81-page complaint. He didn't file it in Texas, so this is interesting. Originally, defamation was in a petition in Texas, in an obscure little court. Yesterday, it was also reported that the hearing that was scheduled for that, which I believe was going to be on the 21st, I could be wrong, but anyway, it was postponed until the end of the month. And so I said, oh, this is great. They're in conversation. They're trying to resolve this. They're doing the thing that they do when lawyers really lawyer with each other in the back room and start using very specific language and how it's defined and, what their plays will be. I was like, this is good. This is calling out bluffs and, fake bullies. We hate bullies. But no, instead, this nigga done filed a whole ass lawsuit. I think in the Southern District. Yeah, in the Southern District of New York. Today, a jury trial demand. Aubrey Drake Graham, plaintiff versus UMG Recordings Incorporated. A jury trial demanded. This nigga done lost his mind. Plaintiff Aubrey Drake Graham, Drake, or plaintiff, through his attorneys, brings this complaint against defendant UMG Recordings, heretofore known as defendant or UMG. Introduction. Oh, yes, a quote. Look at that. Look at that quote right there. That's hilarious. If you are otherwise occupied and unable to look at the screen, this document begins with a quote from Sir Lucian Grange, Chief Executive Officer of UMG, from March 25th, 2024. Quote, "A single lie can destroy a reputation of integrity and, ... while it takes years to build a reputation, it can be ruined in 5 minutes." Yeah, smash that like button. How y'all doing? Good to see ya. Yeah, we're going to go through this document, and you're going to see a whole different side of a sister. If you've never been here before and you're thinking, oh, this is super tame. Hold on to your britches, buddy. It's about to get exciting, okay? Kofi, the Lucian quote is hilarious. It is strategic. Hi, I'm Absa, the strategist, for those of you who haven't been here. Words are specific, and this is strategic. It's a signal to many, many different categories of people out there in the world. Oh, Jesus, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Me. I'm not ready, y'all. I'm not ready. I went from not talking to cussing to here with y'all. In the middle of the night on May 7, 2024, an armed group of assailants drove up to the Toronto house in which Drake and his family resided. Drake was inside. The car stopped. Oh, we're getting monologuing. We're getting narrative and monologuing. They're telling a story. Now, here is what I'm going to say. That, again, if you haven't been here, you might get confused by the various reactions you are about to witness. But as a strategist, I zero in on what I think are great plays and what I think are trash plays. And one of the things that I am adept at, it's this kind of channel. Oh, yes. One of the things that I am very good at is writing a document for people who have little to no understanding of or context of what it is the document that I have prepared is about to inform them about. So they are receiving a document of new information about a situation that they have no prior knowledge of, or maybe they have limited prior knowledge of. So my job is, by the time they get to the end of the document, for them to have a full picture of the narrative that I/we/client/campaign/whatever have designed. And that is what this is doing. Again, I'm so sorry. I haven't even had, proper hot liquids this morning. So just off of, we've got the quote. That's a signal. That's a flag. But then this starts with, this is a story. They are telling a story. And they're using storified language. This is not A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is the moon was 3/4 full. It was raining. The family slept peacefully inside. Thank you, Kay. Kay says, seems like Whitney is the only one that has a defamation case. Drake just opened his life up to the world, and Lord knows what. Chat is moving. Lord knows what we are about to find. Lord knows what we are about to find. And Lord knows who all about to countersue this motherfucker. But yes, they are telling a story. In the middle of the night on May 7th, 2024, an armed group of assailants drove up to the Toronto house in which Drake and his family resided. Okay, I know, I keep stopping. This is how y'all wish I reacted to music. Like, damn, she can't get past the first 8 seconds of the song. I can't get past the first 8 seconds of this document. Because the other thing that is very fascinating to me is that he is going by Drake in this document. That this is a story about Drake. It's not a story about Aubrey. This is a story about the persona, the rapper, the IG dad, Drake. So it's weird to actually see that. In the middle of the night on May 7, 2024, an armed group of assailants drove up to the Toronto house in which Drake and his family resided. Drake was inside. The car stopped in front of the residence. Someone yelled, "Fuck Drake," and at least one gunman began to open fire. One bullet went through the security gate and hit Drake's front door. Another bullet struck and wounded a security guard who was also one of Drake's friends. We talked about this last night. While the car drove away, Drake and others in the house summoned help for the security guard and did everything possible to keep him alive. During the nearly 30 minutes it took for the ambulance to arrive, Drake and others labored to keep the man alive by applying pressure to the gunshot wound with towels. Blood was everywhere. After the security guard arrived at the hospital, surgeons worked quickly to remove the bullet, stop the bleeding, and save his life. Though it took days for his condition to stabilize, thankfully, the security guard survived. The very next day, May 8, 2024, a different intruder used his bare hands to dig a hole under the security fence surrounding Drake's Toronto house. He managed to dig deep enough to squeeze through and enter Drake's property. Fortunately, Drake's home security guards caught him before he was able to cause any physical harm, although the trespasser managed to yell racist slurs and threats against Drake before being escorted off the property. On May 9, 2024, the very next day, another break-in attempt happened. In the 2 decades leading up to May of 2024, although Drake was constantly in the public eye, nothing remotely like these events had ever happened to him or his family. But these events were not coincidental. They immediately followed and were proximately caused by UMG's actions leading up to and on May 4, 2024. UMG is the world's largest music company and also the music company that has represented Drake for more than a decade. Yet on May 4, 2024, UMG approved, published, and launched a campaign to create a viral hit out of a rap track that falsely accuses Drake of being a pedophile and calls for violent retribution against him. Even though UMG enriched itself and its shareholders by exploiting Drake's music for years and knew that the salacious allegations against Drake were false, UMG chose corporate greed over the safety and well-being of its artists. In controversy, UMG saw an opportunity, seized it, and continued to fan the flames even after learning of the incitement to violence on May 7 and 8, along with the unrelenting vitriol towards Drake that has followed. The song in question is Not Like Us, heretofore known as The Recording. Peace, Cam. Peace, K. Thank you both. Written and performed by Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, professionally known as Kendrick Lamar. The recording was intended to convey the specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegations that Drake is a criminal pedophile. We talked about this last night. This is what they chose. They chose criminal pedophile. I want a fucking raise! Shit! So neither Drake nor his lawyers know how to interpret rap lyrics. Bet. Nigga, this is fucking rap. You about to get crucified. Okay. Oh, Big Zo TV, enjoy yourself, boo. This is what I'm here for. Okay? Okay. Ex's Sketch, how you doing? The embassy about to get raided too. It's only a matter of time. This nigga chose criminal. This nigga chose criminal. We talked about this shit last night. Okay, the song in question is Not Like Us, the recording, written and performed by Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, professionally known as Kendrick Lamar. The recording was intended to convey the specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegation that Drake is a criminal pedophile, and to suggest that the public should resort to vigilante justice in response. Nigga, are you psychotic? It's okay, baby. I'm okay. Princey's like, oh God, she's about to lose it, y'all. She's about to lose it. Morning started off with cussing. Shit flying off the bed. And now she's giggling hysterically. Oh, Jesus Christ. The recording was intended to convey the specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegation that Drake is a criminal pedophile, and to suggest that the public should resort to vigilante justice in response. Nigga, where is the lawsuit for Meet the Grams? Nigga, this man done cursed your whole family for multiple generations into the future. Where's the lawsuit for that? You literally, your great-grandchildren about to be haunted. You didn't think to file a lawsuit for that? Okay. This is so, oh God. Okay. Jesus. I know y'all are counting on me, but damn. The recording was intended to convey the specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegation that Drake is a criminal pedophile, and to suggest that the public should resort to vigilante justice in response. The recording is defamatory because its lyrics, its album image, the image, and its music video, the video, all advance the false and malicious narrative that Drake is a pedophile. The lyrics repeatedly accuse Drake of engaging in criminal acts, including by calling him a certified pedophile and a predator who needs to be placed on neighborhood watch. Oh, God, I don't like my odds. Oh, shit. Sorry, I just had a moment. You're going to set that aside. Different voices are going off in my head. Oh, gosh. Shh. I'm reading. The lyrics repeatedly accuse Drake of engaging in criminal acts, including by calling him a certified pedophile and a predator who needs to be placed on neighborhood watch. The image was designed to reinforce, and in fact reinforces, the accusation by depicting Drake's actual Toronto house, covered in the icons that are known to be used by law enforcement, as well as public safety applications like Citizen, to identify child sex offenders' residences online. Yeah, that was funny. That was very effective visual messaging, as I covered in my video at the time. Oh, God. About campaign messaging. This isn't right. This isn't right. This isn't right. I feel like I'm being compromised in real time. Okay. Jesus Christ. The video bolsters the same message by, for example, showing images associated with sex trafficking and juxtaposing the game of hopscotch with lyrics accusing Drake of trying to strike a chord, and it's probably... I need some tissue. Oh, you're right. Somebody check on Josh Johnson. He had a bit about the lawyer reading the lyrics. And this shit is much funnier. Oh, God, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Oh, there it is. Oh, shit. Oh, God. I usually keep it close by because you just never know what's going to happen in a document reading on this channel. Woo. Okay. As I always say, I'm a motherfucking professional. This ain't shit. I can get through this. Okay. You got my full reaction to that paragraph. So let me give it to you uninterrupted. The song in question is Not Like Us, the recording, written and performed by Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, professionally known as Kendrick Lamar. The recording was intended to convey the specific, unmistakable, and false factual allegation that Drake is a criminal pedophile, and to suggest that the public should resort to vigilante justice in response. The recording is defamatory because its lyrics, its album image, the image, and its music video, the video, all advance the false and malicious narrative that Drake is a pedophile. The lyrics repeatedly accuse Drake of engaging in criminal acts, including by calling him a certified pedophile and a predator who needs to be placed on neighborhood watch. The image was designed to reinforce, and in fact reinforces, that accusation to depict Drake's actual Toronto house covered in the icons that are known to be used by law enforcement, as well as public safety applications like Citizen, to identify child sex offenders' residencies online. The video bolsters the same message by, for example, showing images associated with sex trafficking and juxtapositioning the game of hopscotch with lyrics accusing Drake of trying to strike a chord and is probably a minor. This lawsuit is not about the artist who created Not Like Us. It is, instead, entirely about UMG, the music company that decided to publish, promote, exploit, and monetize. I'm looking at the footnotes. Okay. This lawsuit is not about the greatest rapper alive. Nope, it's not about that. It's not about that. Shh, shh, shh. No, it's not about that. This lawsuit is not about the artist who created Not Like Us. It is, instead, entirely It is instead entirely about UMG, the music company that decided to publish, promote, exploit, and monetize allegations that it understood were not only false, but dangerous. I can't wait to hear how it is they understood that. As UMG knows and has known at all relevant times, the recording, image, and video's allegations are unequivocally false. Drake is not a pedophile. Drake has never engaged in any acts that would require he be placed on neighborhood watch. Drake has never engaged in sexual relations with a minor. Nigga. 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 Drake. Drake has never engaged in sexual relations with a minor. Drake has never been charged with... I didn't say! Oh my God! I told you this. I fucking told you. I want a goddamn raise. Drake has never been charged with or convicted of any criminal acts whatsoever. I'd just like to put an asterisk next to that. As far as the public record shows. Notwithstanding its knowledge that the allegations are fabricated, starting in May of 2024, UMG waged an unrelenting campaign to spread the recording, image, and video, together the defamatory material, as widely as possible. UMG did so because it understood that the recording's inflammatory and shocking allegations were a goldmine. Spreading the defamatory material served multiple purposes for UMG. First, the more people who listened to, streamed, watched, and downloaded the defamatory material, the more money UMG and its executives would make. Second, UMG's Interscope Records, heretofore Interscope, owns Lamar's entire back catalog of recorded music. The leadership of Interscope had every incentive to prove it could maximize Lamar's sales after only recently persuading him to enter into his own direct license for limited recording commitment of new music. Third, in contrast with Lamar's first direct deal, so this isn't about him, but you are now all of a sudden all up in this nigga's contract. Really, Drake? You really think black people are dumb? I don't even know if you know that we are capable of reading this document and comprehending the fucking sentences put together. Show me your splits. I'll make sure I double back with him. You was signed to a nigga that was signed to a nigga that said he was signed to that nigga, but you all up in Duckworth's contracts, up in this document that isn't about the artist who originated the song? The fuck, do we look dumb to you? You dry snitching asshole. Disrespectfully. What the fuck? Oh, look at that. Please. Why are they saying Drake and not Aubrey? Isn't that, I said that at the beginning of this. It took me a minute to get past the first paragraph of this document. Because this document isn't about Aubrey. It's about Drake. It is bizarre. Gangbang mixtress. It is bizarre to be reading Drake, not Mr. Graham, because this is about Drake. Jesus fucking Christ, I have a headache. My brain is like, we're doing this again? Yeah, bitch. We're doing this again. The leadership of Interscope had every incentive to prove it could maximize Lamar's sales after only recently persuading him to enter into his own direct license for a limited recording commitment of new music. Third, in contrast with Lamar's first direct deal, UMG's contract with Drake was nearing fulfillment, and on information and belief, UMG anticipated that extending Drake's contract would be costly. By devaluing Drake's music and brand, UMG would gain leverage to force Drake to sign a new deal on terms more favorable to UMG. You revisionist history ass motherfucker. Your numbers were already declining before May 2024. Your most streamed shit, deep back catalog. What are we talking about, bro? This is revisionist history. That's not true. They about to fuck you up. Their response? Drake, do you understand the things that we're about to learn about you? You don't. You don't fucking get it. Are you going to file an emergency injunction for them to take the song down? How bitch are we going? How bitch are we going to go on this? Are you going to file an injunction for them to have to take the song down? Is that how bitch we're going? You scared of the Super Bowl? You scared? Aren't you going to be in Australia? That's a lot of bitch. I'm just curious, how bitch are we going to go? UMG's campaign was successful. The recording cloaks cleverly dangerous lyrics behind a catchy beat and inviting hook. You are sick, Drake. You're sick. You're real sick. The recording, not like us, cloaks cleverly dangerous lyrics behind a catchy beat and inviting hook. Capitalizing on those attributions, UMG used every tool at its disposal to ensure that the world would hear that Drake like 'em young. Well, first of all, the world can see. We know. The defamatory material has been played billions of times, and its false central message has gone viral via social and legacy media channels in dozens of languages. Legacy media, you poor thing. You're upset that it's going to be around forever. You're upset that this is going to be around forever. That's what legacy media means. It means forever. The future. Generations of your family going to hear and see this shit. That's a lot of bitch. The defamatory material has been played billions of times, and its false central message has gone viral via social and legacy media channels in dozens of languages, hundreds of millions of people spanning the globe. It's not just fans of rap music who now believe that Drake is a certified pedophile. The recording has become ubiquitous. UMG used its promotional resources and exclusive licensing rights to place the recording on numerous nationally televised events, including but not limited to award shows, national political events, and more. Oh, you're still upset about the NBA bumping that shit, huh? It hurt your feelings? You don't want to work with me no more? Okay. But billions of plays and ubiquity were not enough for UMG. Over the course of the last several months, UMG has made significant financial investments and leveraged its professional connections via sophisticated and highly organized publicity campaigns to arrange for the recording to be performed at one of the most significant and viewed cultural events of the year, the Super Bowl. UMG arranged for this shit to be... Guys. Guys. Send help. I don't know if you should send help to me. I don't know if you should send help to Drake. I kind of feel like I want to be helped right now. It's federal, Steven. It's fucking federal. I just want to repeat that, okay? Over the course of the last several months, UMG has made significant financial investments and leveraged its professional connections via sophisticated and highly organized publicity campaigns to arrange for Not Like Us to be performed at one of the most significant and viewed cultural events of the year, the Super Bowl. UMG is legally responsible for the release, publication, and promotion of the defamatory material, including the foreseeable consequences of the same. UMG's business is to possess the exclusive rights to reproduce, to distribute, and to license music, including over the internet. In other words, it is only with UMG's explicit approval that the defamatory material could have been released in the first instance and later streamed, shared, performed publicly, and exploited by content creators on TikTok and Instagram. Aw, you don't care about us? He don't want to talk about YouTube. He don't want to talk about us, y'all. He don't want to talk about us. No, he don't want to talk about us. Oh, shit. There's millions of hours of content on YouTube of people just... I mean... UMG's campaign went well beyond the traditional music company playbook. Indeed, UMG has unleashed every weapon in its arsenal, including, on information and belief, certain practices that are unlawful. Okay. In memorandum to staff reflecting on highlights of 2021, Sir Lucian Grange remarked that it was harder than ever for artists to break through the noise. As, for example, 60,000 songs are added to Spotify every day. UMG made sure that Not Like Us broke through that noise. Okay, I see what he did. Yeah, we gave this nigga way too much credit last night. This nigga said I'm in a twofer in the Southern District of New York. UMG made sure that Not Like Us broke through that noise. For one, UMG took the unprecedented step, contrary to its internal practices, to remove the recording's copyright restrictions on YouTube, Gang, and Twitch, thereby whitelisting the recording to ensure content creators would republish it broadly. On information and belief, UMG and its agents further put a thumb on the scale by covertly offering financial incentives to third parties to deceptively stream the recording on streaming platforms, to play the recording on the radio, and to otherwise promote and endorse the defamatory material, all without ever publicly disclosing the payments. These actions not only spread and further ingrained the defamatory statements in the minds of the public, but deceived consumers and harmed Drake economically. Predictably, millions of people who listened to the recording or saw the image and video believe the defamatory material to be true. UMG has previously published Lamar's song Euphoria, which was also widely understood to be targeted at Drake, and which stated, "Don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell no truth about you." Oh my God, you are such a bitch. What? UMG has previously published Lamar's song Euphoria, which is also widely understood to be targeted at Drake. Nigga, push-ups. What the fuck? Do you know what a rap beef is? Do you know what you started? You started this shit. First of all, you trespassed. You brought your trash and all your dirty ass friends. And then you started some shit. Do you know what a rap beef is? I don't see a legal definition. Kendrick just woke up one day and dropped Euphoria. That's what happened. Drop. You bitch. Predictably, millions of people who listened to the recording or saw the image and video believe the defamatory material to be true. UMG had previously published Lamar's song Euphoria, which is also widely understood to be targeted at Drake, and which stated, "Don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you." As voluminous public commentary confirms, the average listener or viewer has understood the defamatory material to reflect the truth rather than art or hyperbole. In the words of one commentator, now everybody believes that Drake loves touching children. Who is that commentator? They did not include a footnote. UMG's greed yielded real-world consequences. As described above, it's just 3 days after UMG originally published the recordings and image that Drake was targeted at his Toronto house. As described above, it was just 3 days after UMG originally published the recording and image that Drake was targeted at his Toronto house by armed intruders in the 2024 equivalent of PizzaGate. That is a fucking stretch and a reach. You better. Oh, you better. Nope, you didn't. Here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with saying what happened at the embassy equates to Pizzagate. No, the man who went and shot up the pizza joint went in there screaming about pedophilia and the government. These motherfuckers drove by and yelled, "Per your document, fuck Drake," and popped off some shots. That could be about anything. So there's going to be a lot of people who are stupid who believe correlation equals causation. And the song is why shots were fired. We ain't seen no evidence of that yet in this document. Period. But that's what they are putting in it. Again, a story. This is Drake's story of his experience of Not Like Us. Nigga. The online response was similarly violent and hateful. An avalanche of online hate speech has branded Drake as a sex offender and pedophile, among other epithets. Public commentary has repeated the false claims that Drake is a pedo and a sexual abuser on the level of Weinstein, Diddy, and Epstein, who traffics children in shipping containers and harbors convicted sex offenders in his Toronto home. Nigga, go after that damn X account then. Go sue him. Shit. My southern auntie just came out. What sick of him anyway. He be telling the tallest tales. I done videos on it. Go sue him. We're all sick of him. Oh God! If British me comes out, the crash out is coming. Oh God! An avalanche of online hate speech has branded Drake as a sex offender and a pedophile, among other epithets. Public commentary has repeated the false claims that Drake is a pedo and sexual abuser on the level of Weinstein, Diddy, and Epstein, who traffics children in shipping containers and harbors convicted sex offenders in his Toronto home. In direct response to UMG's publication, social media users called for the Federal Bureau of Investigation to come at this point and for Drake to be locked up and behind bars. The mob-like response to the recording continues to unfold on and offline. Recently, flyers were plastered all over Toronto with a photo of Drake and a Canadian YouTuber who was sentenced to 3 years in prison for sexual assault with the words, "Canadian sex predators gotta stick together." We didn't even know about that. Why are you giving us more things to work with? we didn't. Boy, you sensitive. We didn't have no idea about this man, who he was, what he did. Did you know him? Besties? But did you know him, though? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh. I haven't had any protein. I can't be held responsible for myself right now. I zoomed that into 300. I never heard that man before. Oh, man, you is sensitive, Drake. You is for real sensitive. Recently, flyers were plastered all over Toronto with a photo of Drake and a Canadian YouTuber who was sentenced to 3 years in prison for sexual assault with the words, "Canadian sex predators gotta stick together." I'm sorry. Oh, God. Oh, this isn't right. Okay. With the palpable physical threat to Drake's safety and the bombardment of online harassment, Drake fears for the safety and security of himself, his family, and his friends. After the attacks on his home, Drake pulled his son out of elementary school he attended in Toronto due to safety concerns. And once school ended for the summer, Drake arranged for his son and mother to leave Toronto entirely. Again, this isn't funny. The problem is, let me try and explain to you what's happening in my head, okay? I literally have this is routine for me. I don't know if it's normal, but it's typical for me because, you know, I read a lot of documents. So what's happening in my head is oftentimes when I read something, I hear a voice that will have like a counterpoint or will point out where something could be exploited in a way that, in this case, Drake would not anticipate happening from people reading this document. Not me. I'm not going to do it, but other people will. So that's what's happening in my head as I'm reading this document. Day to day, Drake continues to take steps to address persistent threats to his security. maybe if you didn't hang out with alleged murderers and mix yourself up in all of the gangs, except for the maple syrup industry, because I don't think they fuck with you. Other than that, pretty much everybody below the maple syrup industry, you try and tussle with, or align with, or show yourself with. And all of a sudden, you're concerned about your personal safety? The violence and vitriol directed at Drake was foreseeable. Well, because it was pre-existing. Yes, I concur. It was foreseeable because it was pre-existing. The violence and vitriol directed at Drake was foreseeable. The recording falsely accuses Drake of one of the most vile behaviors imaginable and explicitly calls for retaliatory violence and retribution against him. The false pedophile accusations is a devastatingly effective method of assassinating someone's character online. When spread virally, the accusations, thank you, beautiful, Your Honor. Yeah. Yeah. When spread virally, the accusations can destroy an individual's reputation and brand in a matter of days. As one expert on conspiracy theories has explained, I'm gonna pass out. There's always been a certain amount of salaciousness in these conspiracy theories, and if it involves children, people immediately just lose their mind, even if these children don't exist. If you just put out the suggestion there, it grabs a hold in a way that is difficult to dislodge. UMG understands just how dangerous these kinds of false allegations are indeed. When it comes to allegations against UMG and its executives, they have not hesitated to take legal action against their accusers. Just last year, UMG and Sir Grange were accused, in their words, without the slightest factual basis, of aiding and abetting Sean P. Diddy Combs in criminal sexual acts. Nigga, you're comparing... You're comparing a fictitious rap song to a man facing federal charges. Several criminal, federal... Are you okay? You're not okay. We've already established that here. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. So that's where he got the quote from. He got the quote from that he used at the beginning of this document. The Lucian Grange quote came from that situation, came from UMG suing or moving to dismiss the complaint against them with regard to Diddy. Thus, recognizing that false allegations against him might interfere with his efforts to lead an honorable personal and professional life, Sir Grange promised to pursue those who have made these outrageous allegations against him. Well, you're not pursuing the person who said it, because you're chicken shit. That's number one. And number two, please demonstrate to the public where in your history you have led an honorable personal and professional life. In stark contrast, when Drake confronted UMG about its role in promoting allegations of sexual misconduct lacking the slightest factual basis against him, UMG refused to do anything to help. Instead, UMG continued to republish and promote the defamatory material, even after Drake had unequivocally denied the allegations in public. and had communicated that in private to UMG. Drake informed UMG of the tangible harm that the publication and promotion of the recording had caused him, including violence, threats, reputational and financial damage, and more. Yet UMG still chose money over the safety and well-being of its artists, notwithstanding its public commitment to behaving honorably and with honesty and setting the right tone in all that we do. Nigga, this is rap. What the fuck are you talking about? I hope Whitney sues your bitch ass. She won't, because she's busy. And it's not her job to deal with your trash ass. But in my fantasy little world, Whitney sues the whole fuck out of you. Until she owns the embassy. You are a dog. You are an absolute fucking dog and a hypocrite. And you are also delusional. Because this cherry-picking revisionist history of I am an innocent saint, you are a piece of shit of a man. And you did that all on your own. I didn't need to hear not like us to come to the determination that you're not an honorable man. That you're actually a piece of shit of a man. A man. All I had to hear was that baby might be Dave Freeze. To know that you're not honorable and that you are a piece of shit of a man. You take no accountability. None. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. You're always the fucking victim. And you do this shit to yourself. Many months prior to filing this litigation, Drake attempted to address these claims privately with UMG. Drake believed, per Sir Grange, that UMG's leadership should be held accountable for the decisions we make and how we conduct ourselves. And UMG purports to care about threatening and abusive behavior. Indeed, UMG's code of conduct notes that harassment can take different forms, such as speech that is threatening or abusive. You're not a UMG employee. I talked about this last night. Violence, threats, and physical intimidation are not tolerated at Universal Music. Nigga. I feel like I'm being punked because we literally just had this conversation last night. Drake is not an employee of UMG, and he's citing the motherfucking employee handbook. Code of conduct for employees who work in the fucking building. Can we not talk about all of the times Drake threatened or insinuated violence during the beef? This is a fucking joke. This is a fucking joke. He's conflating the two on purpose because this is a public document. This is more for the fucking public than it is for the court. That's why it's Drake, Drake, Drake instead of Mr. Graham. It's Drake, Drake, Drake instead of Mr. Graham. That doesn't read well. That reads like nothing but arrogance and revisionist history And as I said last night, client pressuring lawyer to write things a certain way because this is about Drake. I'm at a loss because it's so, I don't like deviousness, and I hate it when people conflate shit to an audience that doesn't know that there is a difference. So just think about this reasonably. If UMG had a policy like that applied to fucking artist music, think of all the shit you would never hear. If UMG had a policy like that applied to signed artist music, think of all the shit you would never hear that has been distributed by UMG, including shit Drake has put out. This is the employee fucking handbook saying don't sock your coworker in the mouth. This is fucking ridiculous. I'm disgusted with that because that's, to me, that's sleight of hand trickery on paper, and I don't like that. UMG purports to care about threatening and abusive behavior. Indeed, UMG's code of conduct for employees notes that harassment can take different forms, such as speech that is threatening or abusive, and declares that violence, threats, and physical intimidation are not tolerated at Universal Music. For employees, because we all share the responsibility to make health and safety a constant priority. For employees in the goddamn workplace. You don't work there. Yet, in response to Drake's concern, UMG responded that Drake would face humiliation if he brought legal action, presuming that the public would be unable to understand UMG's role in exploiting and profiting from this dispute. Nigga, we get it. And you still about to be humiliated. Both and. Both and. Both and. Not one or the other. Both. We get it. We get what you're saying. We get how you're crafting this little narrative. And oh my God, UMG is evil, and for damn sure everybody hates Lucian Grange, so make sure you point out his name as much as possible so you can lead these dumbass niggas around by their nose, Joe Budden, to say all of these things and get distracted by the fact that you are quoting an employee manual that does not apply to you or rap music distributed by UMG. UMG's posture as the world's largest music company was that it is untouchable. UMG's response to Drake was especially perverse. That's funny. Given that it is perfectly willing to sue to protect its own interests when it believes that doing so will protect its property. UMG property. He's doing a lot of signaling and dog whistling in this document. A lot of dog whistling in this document. UMG is engaged in the business of acquiring, administering, licensing, exploiting, and otherwise monetizing the music of its artists, including Drake, and it does not hesitate to file lawsuits when doing so suits its financial interests. This lawsuit is both necessary and appropriate because UMG has repeatedly defamed Drake while exploiting and monetizing his work. With his own record label having waged a campaign against him and refusing to address this as a business matter, Drake has been left with no choice but to seek legal redress against UMG. UMG may spin this complaint as a rap beef gone legal, but nah, nigga, UMG ain't gotta spin it that way. We're here. Hi. Have you ever been a joint and you know it? with his own record label having waged a campaign against him and refusing to address this as a business matter, Drake has been left with no choice but to seek legal redress against UMG. UMG may spin this complaint as a rap beef gone legal, but this lawsuit is not about a war of words between artists. Nigga, yes it is. The lawsuit involves no claims against Kendrick Lamar or any other artist. Instead, it is about UMG, the publisher and exclusive rights holder of Lamar's music, as well as Drake's, and its malicious decision to publish and promote through covert means false allegations about Drake that UMG knew were false, explosive, inflammatory, and certain to result in both vitriol and substantial harm to Drake's reputation. Notwithstanding a relationship spanning more than a decade, UMG intentionally sought to turn Drake into a pariah, a target for harassment or worse. UMG did so not because you think UMG trying to kill you, nigga. I caught that. I fully caught that. Or worse? What you think? What you think, UMG? You think Lucius Grange is trying to take you out? Is that what you think?
Just pull yourself together.
Pull yourself the whole fuck together. Is that you admitting that you're worth more dead than alive? Because that's not something you'd want to put out like that. Really unfortunate. My stomach is like, breakfast? No. We got to suffer through this bullshit before we can have breakfast, babes. Notwithstanding a relationship spanning more than a decade, UMG intentionally sought to turn Drake into a pariah, a target for harassment or worse. UMG did so not because it believes any of the false claims to be true, but instead because it would profit from damaging Drake's reputation. Drake thus brings this action to hold UMG responsible for the actual and foreseeable harm he has suffered and will continue to suffer because of UMG's choice to elevate profits over the well-being of its artists and the music-consuming public. Oh, you are such a bitch. Parties, plaintiff, defendant. It just goes through. This is just a lot of talking about UMG and its subsidiaries. As of 2024, Kendrick Lamar releases music from his independent label through an exclusive direct license agreement with UMG through Interscope. Universal Music also operates Universal Music Publishing Group as its music publishing and distribution arm. Both Drake and Kendrick Lamar's music publishing rights are exclusively controlled by UMPG under songwriter agreements. Jurisdiction: federal, because it exceeds over 75K. Filing this in New York because UMG does business in New York. Liability in this case is predicated on the defamatory material which UMG published and or caused the publication of beginning on May 4, 2024 and continuing through the date of this filing. This background section provides facts and context about the parties and the events leading up to the initial publications. Okay, we're going to take a break. How we doing? Because we're not even 20 pages in, so I'm going to start the skim scroll. It's been an hour and 15. How we feeling, chat? Are you feeling you've heard their opening salvo? That was their story. They've set the stage, right? They've set the stage. So what do you think? Carl Davies, I'm on the floor right now. I don't think it's likely at all that this gets dismissed. SL, justice for Aubrey. How about justice for the owl? I'm still waiting for that. Why would I use the tool to read out loud? People are literally here to listen to me read this document. You must be new, babes, and that's okay. But I think the chat would be in an outrage and an uproar within 15 seconds if I said, I'm going to turn on an auto reader to read this document, and we're just going to sit here and listen to it. You can't replace me with a robot. These people would not be happy. Okay, so this is the background section. First part is about Drake, Degrassi, Hotline Bling, One Dance. Between 2010 and 2024, Drake released 8 studio albums. Way too many. With more than 170 million albums sold, including 224 million singles sold. Drake has had 13 number 1 hits on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. He's been nominated for 55 Grammy Awards, and he's won 5. Just hilarious. OVO Sound. OVO. Collaborations with Canada Goose, Roots, Disney, NCAA, NFL, Supreme, Dream Crew. Dream Crew Entertainment. Accolades, accolades, accolades. I'm not reading all this shit. Toronto Raptors Global Ambassador. Drake Night. OVO Athletic Center. Philanthropic. As UMG knows and has understood at all relevant times, Drake has never been indicted for, charged with, or convicted of committing any crimes whatsoever, much less sexual crimes or any crimes against minors. That doesn't mean, I said this last night, is a conviction of pedophilia what defines someone as a pedophile? That's a rhetorical question. The answer is no. A conviction of pedophilia is not what defines whether or not someone is a pedophile. Drakey, 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 Drakey. Okay, UMG background. Ooh, I saw the words 360 deal. This goes through a traditional recording deal, a distribution deal, a 360 deal, known as a master contract. I think this sentence is so stupid. Once Universal Music owns the recording, distribution, and or publishing rights to a work, it exploits that ownership through licensing deals with third parties. Exploits, arguably, is an appropriate word. However, the connotation of the word is negative. Because it sounds like they mean exploitation. Salience. So they do business. So they move product. They get your shit out there. What the fuck? Nigga is lucky I can't afford to license Kendrick Lamar's music. This is about whitelisting. UMG is Big Brother in the music industry is basically what this is. They're massive. They have a disproportionate footprint and a disproportionate amount of control over music. They love using the word perverse. It's funny to me that they are not so subtly using language that could be associated with sexual exploitation, pedophilia, and other things like that to describe the behavior of UMG. That's intentional. Words are intentional. They're picking these words intentionally. So using the word exploit, they exploit the music through deals with, nigga, shut the fuck up. That's not exploitation. You literally just said, well, they own the shit, so they do business with it. What the fuck? And then the division-based incentive structure creates perverse incentives within UMG. Perverse, nigga. Shut up. He's calling out people. Mr. Janik and other Interscope executives are incentivized to maximize the financial success of the Interscope labels without taking into account the impact on the other UMG labels. For example, through the promotion of the recording, through the promotion of Not Like Us and its revitalizing impact on Kendrick Lamar's entire recording catalog, including his first 5 studio albums, Interscope and Interscope executives benefit regardless of the effect on other UMG labels like Republic, which represents Drake. Well, yeah. And you're saying that what? Interscope should take a ding with you? Or they shouldn't. It's profit loss margin, nigga. You don't own these companies. If UMG wants to allow that to be done by its subsidiaries, what? You don't like the way business is done now? A decade later, you don't like it? You don't like it? You weren't concerned about Republic outperforming other subsidiary labels when you were doing it. That wasn't a concern, but it's a problem now. Oh, that's right. Because you're a fucking hypocrite. It's got to be the most fragile op in the industry right now. UMG and Drake have a long partnership. Blah, blah, blah. Again, this is background. UMG has licensing and publishing rights over Kendrick Lamar's music. On information and belief, from 2012 through 23, Kendrick Lamar was signed to an exclusive production company agreement with TDE, which in turn furnished his exclusive recording services to the Aftermath Entertainment record imprint, a joint venture of Interscope. The sound recording copyrights to Kendrick Lamar's first 5 studio albums are owned and controlled by Interscope. In 2023, having fulfilled his recording obligations to Top Dog Entertainment and Aftermath Records, Kendrick Lamar signed a new short-term exclusive recording and licensing deal with UMG through Interscope and an exclusive publishing administration agreement with UMG through UMPG. Through these contracts, UMG exclusively controls the release, publication, and licensing of all music products created by Kendrick Lamar during the term of the contract, including the defamatory material. On information and belief, Lamar signed a short-term deal with UMG to see if UMG could prove its value to him, to promote him more effectively than any other music company could, in a compressed time frame. If successful, Lamar would then continue his relationship with UMG through a new, longer-term contract. On information and belief, that long-term deal was consummated in December of 2024. Really? Yes, on information and belief means this is speculation. Somebody told them, and they believe it. Goldie, I said that at the very beginning because they say several times throughout this document, this isn't about Kendrick Lamar. And then he's all up in his splits, talking about all his shit. So somebody told them, and they believe it. I haven't heard anybody say, and y'all would know better than me because you be deeper in these YouTube streets than I do. I have not heard anybody say that Kendrick Lamar signed a long-term exclusive deal with UMG in December. Pocket watching. For damn sure he's pocket watching throughout this whole document. Coyote Monsoon, UMG is going to, man, it is going to be so high. OVO Karen 6. How you doing? Sorry, I'm chewing gum. I literally have to like keep my throat going. So I'm stopping to get a little bit of chew in and keep my throat up. But even if he did, I just, again, the dry snitching that's happening in this document as well. Yes, Gamerboy242, he actually sued them. Hey, we are deciphered. Drake is a bitch. Drake is a bitch. I don't think I've used any other word to describe him more so far than this is a lot of bitch.
High five. I'm bulletproof.
This is a lot of bitch. It's a lot of pocket watching. It's a lot of trying to expose Kendrick's contract and details. And it's a lot of revisionist history. It's a lot of conflating shit that is completely irrelevant with shit that is relevant. It's a story about Drake, not Mr. Graham. And it is, I mean, it's shocking. It's really shocking because it's so, he is just split ends up in this motherfucker, splitting hairs, just splitting hairs, split ends. It's wild. So anybody who, you know, has come in late, replay gang, you're going to enjoy this one. So on information and belief, that long-term deal between Lamar and UMG allegedly was consummated. Consummated. Again, this language that they're using, this sexualized language. They could have said finalized. They said consummated. They said consummated. They could have just said signed. December 2024. On information and belief, UMG's contract with Kendrick Lamar provides UMG the right to prevent the publication of or to insist on modifications to any material created by Kendrick Lamar, including but not limited to any content which UMG believes to be defamatory. Oh, you're wondering about those blankouts. You're assuming because you saw some bucket dumb motherfucker on the internet say, I bet UMG is putting those blankouts in Kendrick's song where all of a sudden we can't hear what he's saying. You think they're doing that. Baby, you're so simple. That's not what's happening. But that's what that is. On information and belief, UMG contracts with Kendrick Lamar provide UMG the right to prevent the publication of and or insist on modifications to any material created by Kendrick Lamar, including but not limited to any content which UMG believes to be defamatory. That baby, I don't think that's what's happening with those blankouts. Okay? I'm just going to say that. I don't think that's what's happening. I've never thought that that's what's been happening with those blankouts. Documented on my channel as I've reacted to them in real time when they happen. But you think everybody get led around by their nose, so it's understandable to me why you would believe that. On May 4, UMG published the recording for streaming on YouTube Music, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Tidal, SoundCloud, Audio Mac, Napster, Quobuzz, Last.fm, and Deezer. Now, once again, you're telling us things I ain't never heard of them before. Napster still around, huh? You tracked all that down. Well, Quobuzz, I never heard of that. Deezer, I never heard of that one before. When viewed on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, and Deezer, the recording include the following language: exclusive license to Interscope Records, which is a division of UMG. Since defendant's initial publication of the recording has been streamed globally more than 990 million times on Spotify alone as of the date of this filing. I do think it's actually been 1 billion. Did you not want to give him 1 billion? It hit 1 billion a couple weeks ago and you filed this today. You just didn't want to say 1 billion. Why not? You didn't want to give him that number. I'm sorry. And Daniel Croft, can you even call this a crash out? It's a pack out. He packing all his own shit. Packing himself the fuck out. The most secret science. Thank you for reading the suit and explaining the legal definitions to the people. People are throwing around opinions without reading first. It's an epidemic in hip hop not to read. You must learn. Original sacred high five. Sacred cipher high five to you. Thank you. Didn't want to give him that Billy. 990 million. I could have swore it hit a Billy a while ago on Spotify. But okay. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're sensitive. You're sensitive to that one. Within the first minute, the recording identifies Drake by name and states that Lamar has heard that Drake has a predilection for underage women. Say, Drake, I hear you like 'em young. Well, again, he didn't say. Say, Drake, I hear you like women under 18. He said, say, Drake, I hear you like 'em young. And in the culture of which this nigga is not a part. If you're in your 30s, fucking on an 18 or 19-year-old, we consider that nasty. Nasty behavior. The next line is a thinly veiled threat that Drake should be careful that he never ends up in prison, a place where child predators are notoriously the targets of violence. You better not ever go to cell block 1. This shit is in a court document. I'm trapping. The recording continues to say that any woman who falls in love with Drake should be careful to hide her little sister from him. Okay, and where's the defamation? Where is it? I can't look at the chat. I can't look at the chat. I can't look at the chat. Stop it. No. If you're new here, no. As you were. Keep going. I can't look at you. I'll look at y'all later. Lord. I will put you on screen, though, because the people deserve to see you. Oops. I'll move myself over here. Let's mix it up a little bit. Okay. Next, in a perverse, here we go with that again, reference to Drake's 2021 album Certified Lover Boy. Quote, certified lover boy, certified pedophiles, end quote. Oh, they didn't include the wop, 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 wop. They didn't include dot fuck 'em up. Give ABSA a raise. I'm saying, my God. Hi, Drake. Next, in a perverse reference to Drake's 2021 album Certified Lover Boy, certified lover boy, certified pedophiles, in a play on the dual meaning of minor, a person under the age of 18, and a musical scale. The recording says that Drake trying to strike a chord, and it's probably a minor. Somebody call Jesus. I need Jesus. Later in the recording, Lamar describes Drake as Malibu Most Wanted. The recording continues to say that Drake and the people in his circle need to be served with a subpoena because a predator moves in flocks. First of all, how you gonna take Malibu Most Wanted out of context like that? That's rude. That's rude. It's rude to take Malibu's Most Wanted out of context like that. It's rude to not include the B-Rap bar. It's a rude. This is rude as hell. Not B-Rabbit, B-Rap. That's rude. That's rude. Subpoena because predator moves black. Look at the bolding. Just in case you weren't sure which words they wanted you to really pay attention to, they bolded and italicized that shit in this document. Drake's name got to be registered and placed on Neighborhood Watch. I still see no lies detected. I still see no lies detected. Motherfucker, I'm going to have to send away for that goddamn Baka case file. Sorry. Voice in my head. Shit. Sorry. I wonder if we get to that. I wonder if we get around to that in this here document. You gonna break down Baka's weird case? You gonna do that? Oh, okay. The recording also repeatedly suggests that violence should be used against Drake because he is a pedophile, like the sound of someone being beaten up. The recording repeats... Nope. Bye, guys. See you later. I can't do it. Fuck this. This nigga done lost his goddamn mind. Oh, you mean this? Oh, you mean this when he done said this? You mean my commemorative little Juneteenth 2024? Wop, 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 wop. Don't fuck him up. He said that? You gonna come for my hoodie next? Violence should be used against Drake because he is a pedophile, like the sound of someone being beaten up. The recording repeats wop, 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 wop. First of all, there are 5 wops. Okay. Again, the disrespect to rap throughout this goddamn document is unacceptable. It's wop, 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 wop. And then says Lamar will fuck him up. Later, the recording threatens that if Drake comes to Oakland, where Lamar grew up, he would not make it out alive. I think that Oakland show gonna be your last stop. I thought this wasn't about the artist and what he said. How is this not about the artist and what he said, but it's all about the artist and what he done said? Another rhetorical one. I don't need anybody to mansplain it to me. Okay, thanks. Like the sound of someone being beaten up. The recording repeats wop, 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 wop. And then says Lamar will fuck him up. Later, the recording threatens that if Drake comes to Oakland, where Lamar grew up, he will not make it out alive. I think that Oakland show gonna be your last stop, nigga. The recording makes clear that justice will be served not through the legal system and or commentary on social media. Fuck a caption. But through physical violence. Want action, no accident, and I'm hands-on. He fuck around, get polished. Nigga, if you don't fucking rap, what the goddamn fuck? This damn acceptable. I'm mad now. Mad. The absolute whitewashing and out of context explanation. Do your lawyers not watch rap lyric breakdown videos? We have already determined Drake doesn't know how to interpret rap lyrics because that nigga listened to Mr. Morale and made up a bunch of shit. So again, I said this already, hour one, neither you nor your lawyers know how to correctly, first of all, quote, second of all, interpret rap lyrics. Also, this right here is funny. This little thing up here in the corner. Emphasis added. They're letting you know, yeah, we bolded and italicized all this shit. Fuck a caption. Want action. Yeah, he's telling your bitch ass to get off Instagram with your little sneak disses, little throwing rocks and hiding your hands bullshit, your little antics. This nigga said, fuck a caption. You want action? Fuck around. You gonna get polished. At the end of the recording, the lyrics threateningly repeat. Hey, 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 PAYOLA. Hey, 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 PAYOLA. The recording contains numerous additional statements that imply the existence of evidence to support the allegations against Drake. The recording threatens that Lamar could reveal more secrets about Drake. Rabbit hole is still deep. I can go further, I promise. And that the public will believe him. The audience not dumb. Shape the stories how you want. Hey Drake, we're not slow. The recording continues by making reference to several Drake songs, Family Matters, and God's Plan, and accusing Drake of being a liar for denying allegations of criminality. The family matter and the truth of the matter, it was God's plan to show y'all the liar. No, you bitch ass. That is not what the song is about. That is not what that lyric is about. Jesus fucking Christ. If I had not retrieved this document off of a government website, I wouldn't believe it's real. If I had not personally paid for it myself on Pacer, I would not believe that this shit is real. I would say, now, who spent all night? Because this is a parody of parodies. Somebody should get an award for this. Just as a parody of parodies. Because this is absurd. This is absurd. The family matter and the truth of the matter was God's plan to show y'all the liar. And you say that is Kendrick accusing Drake of being a liar for denying allegations of criminality, but you saw the music video. So that's not what it was about. Am I losing my mind? Am I going crazy right now? Like, it's not even close to what the fuck he was talking about. He was talking about you lying on people's families, they women, and they children, which is why, hard dub, why, in the video, Christian group. Oh no, they don't get to run past the colonizer line. Child, we ain't even there yet. Oh my God. The family matter and the truth of the matter, it was God's plan to show y'all the liar. Child. I can't say that out loud. I can't say that out loud. I can't say that out loud because dyslexic people are genuinely intelligent. This nigga dumber than a dyslexic. He can't read to save his fucking life. The fuck is that? Oh, I don't think so. Excuse me. I need to murk something. Just a sec. Are you in here or are you outside? Oh, no, you're in here. I don't fucking think so. You gotta go. No. Ah! Gross! Alright, I know that sounded hella girly. Don't get it twisted, I'm a thug. I didn't shoot it, so that's how you know I'm a real one. Okay. I don't think I'm ever going to get over the family matter and the truth of the matter. It was God's plan to show y'all the liar being intentionally misrepresented in this fucking thing. I don't think I'm going to get over that. The recording also makes a vulgar attack on Drake's brand OVO. What OVO for? The other vaginal option? Pussy. And let me hear you say OVO. Say OVO. Then step this way. Step this way. And then, sorry. Furthering the recording's refrain that Drake is not like us and isn't. The recording alludes to Drake's Jewish heritage. Maggie, I don't think I'm going to make it, y'all. I don't think I'm going to make it. Furthering the recording refrain that Drake is not like us, the recording alludes to Drake's Jewish heritage, saying that Drake is not a colleague, but a fucking colonizer. You are a sick man, Drake. Sick. Y'all. Queef on one. I should have stretched and hydrated before this. Literally. Y'all know how we get down. I'm gonna go find something to drink. And I'm gonna take a little potty break because I've been sitting here for 2 goddamn hours reading this bullshit. And now we've gotten to the bullshittiest of bullshit in the document. His Jewish heritage? Nigga? Everybody take a potty break. Stretch, get some snacks. We'll be back in, less than 5. What the whole entire fuck? This nigga said Jewish heritage. God, we're still doing this shit. Ugh. As a part-time professional genealogist with more than 25 years of experience, I would just like to point out that the Jews did not colonize the Americas. That was the Puritans. Okay? A little factual little information there. Not only does that line have absolutely not a goddamn thing to do with the fact that Drake is half Jewish, but the Jews did not colonize the Americas. That was the Puritans. Okay? We can have a history lesson later, but that just occurred to me as I was washing my hands. I can't believe So now he's accusing Kendrick Lamar of being anti-Semitic. Tell him Kendrick did it. Hey, V. Conley. Thank you, beautiful. Furthering the recording's refrain that Drake is not like us, the recording alludes to Drake's Jewish heritage, saying that Drake is not a colleague, but a fucking colonizer. Oh, God. You know... This might be the day that I hate Drake, because this is erasure, revisionist bullshit. Drake is saying he's being persecuted? Right. At all relevant times, UMG knew that the allegations in the defamatory material were baseless, and despite being able to contact Drake, at no point has UMG ever asked Drake or his representatives about whether the allegations in the defamatory material were true. Nigga, because they don't care. Just like they don't care if that baby really Dave Freeze. Just like they don't care if that was the actual van or not. They don't give a fuck. Because that manual that you quoted applies to employees and not rap artists. This is fucking rap. On information and belief, Sir Grange and Mr. Janik were involved in the initial publication of the recording and image. Separately, on information and belief, Monty and Avery Lippman, Republic CEO and president, respectively, failed to prevent the publication. The defamatory material is dark. Well, yeah, it is. The defamatory material is false. The allegations against Drake are unequivocally false. Drake has never been charged with, indicted for, or convicted of any charges of sexual violence or assault, including but not limited to sexual violence against a minor. Nor has Drake ever engaged in an inappropriate romantic or sexual behavior with a minor. The recording provides no evidentiary support for any of its defamatory allegations. Instead, the recording opaquely references hearing these allegations and threatens that it can go further. And did. On May 5, 2024, just days after UMG published a recording and image, Drake denied all of the allegations in a song called The Heart Part 6. Did he, though? Drake explained that he has never been with no one underage and that his name is not on the sex offender list. Thanks for that clarification. Despite being able to contact Drake, UMG did not ask Drake or his representatives to discuss the denials of the allegations contained within the defamatory material. No, nigga, because it was a song. They don't give a shit. Drake is the target of violence almost immediately. Again, he talks about the Fuck Drake shooting where he miraculously saved his security guard's life. No one from UMG ever reached out to Drake or any of his representatives to see if he was okay after the shooting. OVO on May 7th in the UK, OVO clothing store was vandalized with graffiti that read, "They not like us." The graffiti was likely viewed by hundreds of Carnaby Street passers-by before the glass window could be removed and millions online once the news broke. May 8th, a different invader dug under the security gate, screaming racist slurs and threats towards Drake. May 9th, another trespasser got into a physical altercation before being arrested. That individual came back on May 11th. These acts of violence against his residence where Drake lives with his son and against his business are not normal. In all the years he has been a celebrity, nothing like the events of early May has ever happened to Drake before. After these attacks, Drake reasonably fears for the safety of his family and himself, particularly at his Toronto property. Following the May 7 shooting, Drake temporarily pulled his 7-year-old son out of school in the Toronto area. Oh, so now it's temporary. Bet he sells the embassy, or tries to, because he can't afford that shit now anyway. Drake lives his life differently since UMG published the defamatory material. Drake has increased his security team in Toronto and everywhere he goes. On July 4, 2024, that was the day I dropped my first video. 2 months after UMG initially published a recording and image, and with knowledge of the actual violence and online threats that had already emerged, UMG published a Not Like Us music video on YouTube and to users of Apple Music and Tidal. The video depicts images bolstering the recording's defamatory allegations. For example, the lyrics "trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor" are matched with an image of hopscotch, a popular playground game for children. The imagery reinforces the drawn-out singing of the A minor lyric and the lie that Drake is a pedophile. Kendrick Lamar is depicted in front of shipping containers with air conditioning units inside. These images are associated with sex trafficking. The video also includes allusions to Drake's OVO brand, which is represented by an owl in combination with the lyrics "wop wop 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 1 2 3 4 5 dot fuck 'em up." The video shows Lamar beating an owl-shaped piñata with a bat. During this scene, a caption appears at the bottom of the video that states, "Disclaimer, no OV hoes were harmed during the making of this video." Again, nigga, the van. You smashed a van. You want to talk about imagery? I already made that video. Nicolette Jones. Gang, gang. Jesus, take the wheel. All of the wheels. The wheels, the tires, the transmission, and definitely the braking system, because something is wrong. In its conclusion, the video depicts a prolonged shot of a live owl in a cage. The meaning is clear. Drake belongs behind bars. You did. You did. Yeah. Drake belongs behind bars. What the fuck are they talking about? Here's what I will say, though. This is why I like reading documents. Because what they have done in this section with this right here, is that they have displayed that they understand the correlation between lyrics and visuals. They understand the correlation between lyrics and visuals. But when it comes to Oh, yeah, we going back. The family matter and the truth of the matter, it was God's plan to show y'all the liar. Where's the visual correlation for that? Well, you didn't include that because that doesn't bolster your bullshit interpretation of the lyric. This is willful revisionist history. Willful revisionist history. UMG published the defamatory material with knowledge of or reckless disregard for its falsity and knowledge that it was reasonably foreseeable to cause Drake harm. You are such a goddamn hypocrite. I know I've said that a lot in this because this is just so hypocritical. It's stunning. Drake really does move like a Senate Republican. Gang, gang, queef on one. That is a great... That's a great analogy. This is a Senate Republican. This is insanity. This is insanity. UMG does not believe now, nor it has ever believed, that Drake is a pedophile, a sex offender, or otherwise a criminal. Well, why are you asserting for them? If they won't discuss it with you, and they didn't reach out to you, how are you asserting that as a fact? UMG does not believe now, nor has it ever believed, that Drake is a pedophile, a sex offender, or otherwise a criminal. Defendant published, republished, and promoted the defamatory material knowing the allegations were not true, at least with reckless disregard for its falsity. UMG also published and promoted the false allegation against Drake despite the inherent improbability of the allegations, reliable contrary information, and awareness that they were unsupported by any evidence, let alone reliable evidence. As an initial matter, UMG has a financial interest in knowing any potential liabilities that Drake had or could have, including criminal charges or convictions. So what'd you tell him about that baby? Liabilities, did they know that you had a child? Did you tell them that? Before Pusha T told everybody? Because that seems like it would be a liability to not know something that significant. Particularly considering the circumstances under which that child was conceived. Did they know that? No, they didn't know that because that's none of their goddamn business! Here we go again with the employee manual. As an initial matter, UMG has a financial interest in knowing any potential liabilities that Drake had or could have, including criminal charges or convictions. As laid out in UMG's Code of Conduct, UMG is committed to human dignity, does not tolerate human rights abuses such as child labor, slavery, human trafficking, and unsafe or unfair work practices at our operations. Yeah. For employees. And you're not. And only conducts business with partners, suppliers, and customers who share our commitment to protecting human rights. UMG would not have contracted with Drake in the first instance, nor would have continued to maintain existing contracts had it believed at any relevant time that any of the allegations in the defamatory material were true in any respect. Oh, no, that's not true. You shouldn't assert that as fact when it comes to artists with histories known and unknown of criminal behavior. That's just not true. You could be a murderer and UMG would have contracted with you. UMG understands And as is easily confirmed through basic public record searches, that Drake has never been charged with, indicted for, or convicted of any charges of sexual violence or assault, including but not limited to sexual violence against a minor. Background checks for Canadians aren't publicly available. Do you know how I know? Because I tried to do one on Baka. You can't just do that as a member of the general public. I can run one on him in America. I can't do that in Canada. So no, a simple background check would not reveal that information because the public is not entitled to that kind of information for Canadians. So that's not true. Also, you're spending way too much focus, time, and energy on convictions. Way too much. I don't know who she is. I don't know where she is. But she's coming. And the only reason she's going to speak publicly is because this document exists. I don't even know if she's telling the truth. It doesn't really matter. Never open a can that doesn't have a label. And that's what you did. You just opened up a whole can. A whole warehouse full of cans that don't have any food labels on them. You don't know what's in there. I don't know who she is, but she's coming. And you a dumb fuck. UMG also should have known that by publishing the defamatory material, it was gambling with Drake's safety. Critically, in addition to accusing Drake of being a criminal pedophile, the defamatory material calls for violence against Drake and depicts his Toronto address. Incidents like 2016 PizzaGate shows how accusing someone of being a pedophile and or committing crimes. Again, you have offered no proof whatsoever that the people that went to Drake's house did so because they heard a song. The only thing that you have offered is that those incidents happened in proximity in terms of time frame to when the song was released. But you as his lawyers cannot be stupid enough to pretend that Drake isn't in a world of shit in Canada all on his own before, during, and after the beef. This is absurd. I wish I had more adjectives. It's preposterous. It's folly. Chat, help me out. You know what to do. Back to Diddy. Since the initial publications on May 4 and July 4, UMG has utilized every weapon in its arsenal to ensure the defamatory material spread to the maximum extent possible around the world. God, he's so butthurt. This is a carousel of photos that UMG posted. They posted videos of the pop out everywhere. TikTok. Posted it on their personal pages. Okay, well, that's their right. It's called promotion, nigga. Promotion. That's what it's called. It's called promotion. Jesus Christ. The Not Like Us video game. Song of the Summer. Grammy Awards. Complexes decoding. Vivo. Licensing. Well, for anybody who wants to know how to find the song to license it, there's a full breakdown here of exactly how to find it. Boy. So he's mad that that they put it everywhere. June 19th, 2024, the recording was performed 5 times in a row at a concert in Inglewood, California, to a crowd of approximately 16,000 attendees, and was live streamed over 186,000 viewers on Amazon's Prime Video and Twitch. I think it was more than that, but okay. The live stream broke Amazon Music's streaming record for the most minutes watched of any Amazon Music production ever across Prime Video and Twitch. Yeah, it was good. In the 3 days following the concert, Kendrick Lamar received nearly 61 million combined official on-demand U.S. streams. 21 million of those combined streams, a 62% increase from the 3-day period preceding the concert. Well, yeah. The pop-out reached more than 21 million people and could not have occurred without UMG's explicit permission. TikTok, Meta, blah, 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 blah. "125 popular TikToks have been viewed over 1 billion times." Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. During a July 20, 2024 campaign rally for Vice President Kamala Harris in Atlanta, Georgia, the DJ played the recording to the live crowd. Video footage showing the crowd singing along to the lyrics, "Certified lover boy, certified pedophiles," and "Trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor," quickly went viral on social media. Jesus Christ, the hours that had to go into this document are exhausting. That was the delegate song. That's right. That was the delegate song. I forgot about that. That was the night the DJ played different songs for different states as they cast their delegate votes, and California's was Not Like Us. The recording became the postseason anthem for the Dodgers. Lamar is set to headline the Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show in New Orleans, which will be broadcast on Fox. On information and belief, UMG conferred financial benefits and leveraged existing business relationships to secure the headliner spot at the Super Bowl. Covert payments, fake streams. We talked about that already. The 30 million bullshit. that they're calling a whistleblower. Absurdities. This is legal theater. And they put payola in this, and again, this is filed in the Southern District, New York, so still signaling to the feds, payola. They're citing previous cases where the Southern District of New York has prosecuted cases and claiming payola for Not Like Us, which is the thing that he withdrew last night. The petition that he withdrew last night was payola. So he has folded payola into this lawsuit. Third parties have documented strange recommendations and searches on Spotify. Ugh, this nigga. Bots. NFR podcast is still coming up. This claims that UMG had a formal ban on whitelisting up until this song. Oh boy, here we go. No Life Shack is in here. Oh boy, how's it feel, fellas? Media campaign. The recording has maintained its popularity in the months since. Yeah, no shit. Joe Rogan, NPR. So Drake started communicating litigation intentions in July. Hold on. Turn my heating pad on. It's freezing in here. Drake's lawyers, the first letter that they sent about this was in July. Namdi, July 24, via counsel, sent a letter to UMG, general counsel and head of litigation, about the recording, which explained that the defamatory material falsely accused Drake of engaging in criminal acts, including sex trafficking, pedophilia, and or other acts that would require registering as a sex offender. So this is after the song, after the video, and before the pop out. His lawyers were going at UMG about the song. It was they also demanded document preservation. And cautioned that, quote, UMG's involvement in perpetuating a false, inflammatory, and dangerous conspiracy theory about one of its own artists is shocking and tortious, court word, under a variety of laws of both Canada and the United States. Counsel conferred over phone, end of July. Said it would preserve documents and told Drake this is probably not a good idea. Beginning of August, lawyer sent UMG another letter demanding UMG pull the song. August 1, Drake demanded Not Like Us get pulled. August 1, Drake demanded they pull Not Like Us. Video and song. Drake snitched on me. That's funny. Yeah, Christian, August 1 demanded UMG issue a retraction and accept its responsibility in promoting and marketing the defamatory material. So he wanted I read that as he wanted a retraction and he wanted a public apology. UMG's actions did not change after receiving 2 notices from Drake about the falsity of the allegations and a description of the severe harm he suffered as a result. UMG took no steps to address the matter. To the contrary, UMG continued to promote and license the defamatory material. Again, he's conflating the employee manual, saying throughout the summer and the fall, he attempted to resolve these claims privately with UMG without resorting to litigation. They refused mediation. UMG refused mediation, so they told Drake to go fuck himself from beginning to end. Drake said, I'm going to sue you. They said, what are you talking about? He ain't talking about nothing. What are you talking about? He ain't talking about nothing. He said, you're hurting me. UMG said, what are you talking about? You ain't talking about nothing. What are you talking about? You ain't talking about nothing. Drake said, I'm going to sue you. They said, peekaboo. Allied truth to power, there's absolutely no truth to that at all. And it's nonsensical, given the fact that this doesn't have anything to do with that. So that's not true. UMG at no point in time told Kendrick Lamar to apologize to Drake. UMG told Drake to kick rocks down the block. That's what they said. Kick rocks down the fucking block. You bird bitch. You're an artist, not an employee. They are going to shred the shit out of him in their response. And they are working on it right now. Yum, 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 yum. Countersue this motherfucker, please. UMG's actions are motivated, at least in part, by UMG's desire to best position itself in negotiations with Kendrick Lamar in 2024 and Drake in 2025. With respect to Lamar, on information and belief, UMG was incentivized to prove that it could maximize Lamar's sales by any means necessary. After only being able to get him to sign a short-term exclusive contract, UMG wanted Lamar to see UMG wanted Lamar to see its value on an expedited time frame in order to convince Lamar to re-sign exclusively and for a longer period of time. As to Drake, in 2024, his contract was nearing fulfillment. On information and belief, UMG anticipated that extending Drake's contract would come at a high cost to UMG. As such, it was incentivized to devalue Drake's music and brand in order to gain leverage in negotiations for an extension. I think UMG was going to drop Drake. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. I think UMG was going to drastically restructure their contract with Drake. Because in rap years, he's nearing over the hill. So, and they already have what they need from him. Again, it's your back catalog that's making them the most money. And when you tour is making them the most money. But the income streams they've already locked down from your already produced work, that ain't going nowhere. Your new contract is about new shit in the future. And what they know is your numbers were already starting to decline. Your new shit is not hot and doesn't really stick in the mindset of the culture for very long. Your listenership is younger and doesn't have a lot of disposable income because they're relying on their parents to pay for your concert tickets. And their parents are kind of sick of you and don't want to pay for that anymore. We can take the whole family to a Kendrick Lamar show, though. Yeah, I think that this is definitely designed to interrupt what is happening with Drake's contract right now, but I don't think it's in a way that his Glazers have been positioning it. They've been positioning it as Drake holds all the cards and they gonna have to pay him, close to $1 billion for a new they don't have to pay Drake shit. He's devalued already before the beef because he's nearing Rap Gramps retirement home age. He is trying to seesaw the leverage to stave the bleeding that's about to happen. As such, it was incentivized to devalue Drake's music and brand in order to gain leverage in negotiations for an extension. Revisionist history. UMG caused Drake substantial harm. Members of the public have taken the allegation in the defamatory material to be statements of fact, even after Drake's public and private denials. Did you catch that? Did you catch that? Members of the public have taken the allegations in the defamatory material to be statements of fact, even after Drake's public and private denials. That suggests to me that Drake is having private conversations with people that are known publicly, and they're still not fucking with him. Anybody come to mind? Anybody come to mind recently? Something about Irish fighting? Euphoria again. YouTubers again. YouTuber comments. Oh yeah. So if you're a YouTuber commenter, hey chat, how you feeling? You might be in this document. Not just a YouTuber, but somebody commenting on a live chat or a video. You might be in this document. We made it. Contradictions, very good. More quotes. One user asked, who are the 13 pedophiles at Park Lane Circle? I'm pretty sure I've seen that video. Wow. Just putting all the comments and the users in here. I'm so sorry to those people. I'm just looking to see if I see any of you. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, Adonis is in here. I don't think Drake can even attempt to parent Adonis anymore. I bet Drake touches Adonis. It's Drake, that pedo Jew boy. Well, that's X. That's typical. I will say from recent personal experience of having to screenshot and screen record a bunch of shit. Yeah. Comment. I'll say it. Them Jews are the colonizers. That's who Drake represents. We got to take our music back from those devils. I understand Drake is a Khazarian Jew. Jesus fucking Christ. Shut up. Bro, Drake is a colonizer because he is Jewish. Again, none of these people understand history whatsoever. National Public Radio. Seth Rogen commented on how Drake must feel now that people are dancing. We are almost through this document, believe it or not. Damn, people been trying to edit the Google map address information. On Apple Maps, Google Maps, Uber, and Lyft. I didn't know about that. Once again, you telling us things we didn't know. And now we gon' cackle at. Because that's funny. And that's creative. And I would have never thought of that shit. Jesus gift. I hope he doesn't sue you and us, child. I've been doing nothing but trying to help this man with his problems. Oh, he's got a idiot in here, Mr. Vidal, who wrote an article about mob mentality in a psychological state. I noticed it doesn't say Dr. Vidal. So I'm not even going to get into whatever the fuck Mr. Vidal said in his article. And then, of course, they put in the conspiracy person guy, just, again, to, you know, we're all crazy and stupid and we fell for an okie doke. UMG's conduct caused Drake reputational, financial, physical, and emotional harm. Aw, he been crying, y'all. I did not know this. Oh my God. The Economist and YouGov polled Americans about Drake in August 2023 and in May 2024, shortly after the release of the recording and image. What? YouGov polled Americans about their views on Drake? YouGov polled what? The fuck? Drake's favorability rating dropped by 11%, while his unfavorability rating rose to 11%. As of May 2024, Drake was now less popular in the United States than Joe Biden and Donald Trump. He was Dr. Nobody. He was running for rap president of the United States, which isn't a real thing, but as a Canadian, he could have never accomplished. But this is hilarious. YouGov polled people about Drake is fucking hilarious. I've had to rely on YouGov data. As of May 2024, Drake was now less popular in the United States than Joe Biden and Donald Trump, nigga. So everybody hates you. You're hated on both sides of the aisle. It's universal. Congratulations. Look at that, America. Look at that. Something we all agree on. Something we all agree on. This nigga trash. United in hate. Gang gang. As a public figure, Drake's reputation is paramount to his career and is directly related to his financial success, and you take no responsibility for that public persona? Because of UMG's defamation, millions of people all over the world now associate Drake with pedophilia and sexual violence against children. Well, I guess the plan worked. I don't know. First of all, I give UMG no credit for this. I give Kendrick Lamar all credit for this. So I guess Kendrick's plan worked. And I was right. Drake is in the after. He will forever be in the after. He will never be able to come out of the afterlife, Drake. That's what I said, Melanin Rich. That shit was already happening. This is some revisionist history, psychotic bullshit. He said Kendrick took shots at him because of his Jewish heritage. Now, if that isn't revisionist motherfucking history, I don't know what is. They're not putting a dollar amount to it. They're leaving it to the jury. Financial harm in an amount to be proven at trial. So they're still adding up whatever they think the math is for a damages estimate, but they've said it's over $75,000, and that's why this is one of the reasons why this is filed in federal court. UMG's conduct has caused Drake physical and emotional harm. I told y'all he wasn't doing well. Dr. Nunez, I like Drake more than those mummies, not gonna lie. I mean, I would, begrudgingly have to agree with you. Drake experiences anxiety worrying about the physical safety of his 7-year-old son and mother. UMG deceived the public and caused Drake harm. That's right. Remember, we didn't choose the song. They chose it for us. His claims: defamation per se, harassment in the second degree, I told you this nigga a Fed wannabe. Drake a Fed wannabe. Harassment in the second degree. Third, violation of the New York General Business Law. PAYOLA. The Doomer, you ain't never lie. Last night I was like, I am really seriously not ready for Pusha T and K Dot to unite again. But I recant that statement. I disavow the statement that I made last night. I am ready. I'm ready. 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 Nominal damage, compensatory damages, including general, actual, consequential, and special damages in an amount to be determined at trial, punitive damages, attorney's fees, court fees, pre-judgment and post-judgment interest at the highest lawful rates. I said I want all your money. Declaratory relief stating that the statements published and promoted by UMG and those attributable to UMG as reasonably foreseeable republications identified within this complaint individually and collectively were and are false. He wants a disclaimer put on the Not Like Us song and the video. Such other and further relief as the court Wait, hold on. I skipped one. Sorry. Injunctive relief enjoining UMG from making statements about the popularity of the recording, image, or video that it knows to be false based on fake streams or pay for play. He's trying to gag UMG. Michael J. Gottlieb from DC. Pro Hoc Vice forthcoming, which means unlike Anthony Busby, Michael Gottlieb is going to fill out his appropriate paperwork and submit it to the court. How we feeling about this, y'all? I want to show you the attachments to that complaint so that you can see them with your own eyes. Just give me a second to extract. Wait, is that the right one? Hold on. Get my shit together. Okay, that's a complaint. Okay, here we go. This is Exhibit A to the court filing. I just want y'all to see this because this is a historical moment. This is Exhibit A. I'm sure they intentionally did not use complex. So that is the first Exhibit 1. Attachment A is the lyrics to Not Like Us. And then there's one more attachment. Fucking work. Sorry. Hate that shit. Okay, this is Exhibit B. Holy shit. What is that? Okay, these are the TikToks. Their links. And their views as of 3 days ago. Oh, they did more than 40. Jesus Christ. How many did they do? I thought they did 40. The hours that went into putting these documents together is ridiculous. Oh my God, they did over 100? $125, ranging from 700,000 views to 136 million views. And everything in between. I had to get my commas together and count my zeros. Oh my God. It's been 3 hours. This man has fucked off my whole day. No, Steven, those are people's TikTok reaction videos. Or TikToks where they've used the music. Queef on one. Well, lawyers do bill by the hour. Yes, they do, don't they? Yes, they do. No, this list is of TikToks that used the song, reacted to the song, etc., etc. That's a lot of bitch. Tomorrow's TikTok, that ain't even gonna be tomorrow. That's now. That's happening right now. We've just been busy trying to actually read the document instead of just being out there chatting shit like people are apt to do. So good for y'all for doing your actual real homework and understanding the facts of what the document says and doesn't say. Again, a lot of people are going to start spinning narratives and tales and shit. They don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about. I don't even know, bro. I don't even know. We read the document and chat shit. Again, both and. You don't have to pick one or the other. Both and. Stephen Guy, I thought Drake was expecting the Epstein angle. Yes. Interesting how they selectively pull lyrics and whatnot. Selectively use imagery. This is debased. This is shameless and pathetic. Shameless and motherfucking pathetic. So let's just get black with it, y'all. 'Cause he not like us. This nigga is not going to sue Kendrick Lamar, and UMG is not going to force him to sue Kendrick Lamar. Don't be preposterous. Okay? How do I think this is going to end? We are way too... This literally just happened a couple hours ago. How do I think it's going to end? I don't have the foggiest fucking idea. But I know exactly what is going to happen next. UMG is going to respond to this court filing. They're probably going to do it before the Super Bowl. We're all going to come here together. We're going to read it. I might have to have paramedics on standby. Because they're going to shred the shit out of this man. First of all, they're going to shred that document. Because it asserts so many facts not in evidence. It should be shredded. And then they're going to turn to addressing him and his bullshit. They're going to lay out their version of events, of communications, and what they did and didn't say. And then they might countersue him. He gave them too much. He left them too much room. They are now free and clear to say whatever they want to about Drake's contract because he brought it up. They're now free and clear to say whatever they want about contract negotiations because he brought it up and said that they're trying to undermine fair contract negotiations. So now they're going to be able to say whatever the fuck they want to about that on the public record, filed in a court document. I am not concerned about public statements to press on this channel. Period. Because they usually completely contradict what is actually filed in court. So, well, UMG already said this. I don't give a shit. It's going to take them a minute to respond in full to this document. And they have several warehouses of attorneys on multiple continents that they are going to be able to say, this is your focus. This is your focus. You live, you eat, sleep, shit, live. Response. Counter arguments. This nigga want a tit for tat? We need to be 6 steps ahead on the tit for tat. They are going to lay him out in their response. They're going to lay Drake out. Gloves off now. I said that last night. Like, what I said last night was, this has to go away. He's probably about to, pull defamation just like he pulled Payola. He didn't do that. But one thing that I stick to that I said last night is once the ball rolls and UMG starts its play, they're not going to stop. And people are about to launch themselves out of the woodwork. Launch themselves out of the woodwork. The document is too long. And it's too long. I know they're trying to be thorough, but again, you are giving opposition counsel the opportunity to do the exact same thing because now it's incumbent upon them to respond to every fucking thing Drake said, back it up how they see fit, comma, and then some. Plaintiff. Salient. Who has the burden of proof here, plaintiff or defendant? Plaintiff. $1988, Jeffy. UMG has been preparing since July. Apparently so. Because that's when Drake popped this off. Was in July is when this started. And it is shocking to me that this nigga demanded they retract the song in the video. But I did say. These are the times where I'm like, but you did say. Before that Drake's in-house counsel is probably wrestling with all of these things. I did say that. I sure did. I sure did say. Back at the beginning of July when I dropped Drake's 99 New Problems. Drake and lawyers are talking about all of the things that I'm bringing up in this video because this is going to have a domino, permanent, detrimental impact on him, comma, because The lyrical content bolsters the concern, disgust, and skepticism that the public already has about Drake, that Drake created on his own. This wasn't a mob mentality. This wasn't a conspiracy theory. This wasn't, oh my God, all black people are so dumb and they just got, okey doked into liking this song. And then there are going to be a whole bunch of people who are just focused on the fact that Lucian Grange is evil. And they're going to be completely distracted. And they're going to talk about that. That's going to be their angle. These music corporation CEOs are evil. And, oh my God, he called them out and he named them. And this, that, and the other. Etc., etc. That shit is not the fucking point, and it doesn't matter. And it doesn't make Drake's lawsuit more viable because of it. Again, he's dog whistling to those kinds of dogs. No, Queen Medina. Livingston Allen is not in the document. And isn't that shocking? Again, this is selective, hair-splitting, cherry-picking, revisionist fucking history. It's extremely telling. Cherry-picking, selective, hair-splitting, revisionist history. And UMG's about to be like, oh, niggas say less. But I meant what I said in hour 1. We're now in hour 3 of this live. Is he going to try and file an injunction? I don't think he'll be successful at all. Because you have to prove it's defamation before you can, I guess, ban that book. This is wild. You can see my voice has dropped down because now I'm just contemplative and stunned and disturbed, and I just read that whole last document and I can't believe I just read that. And I'm preemptively angry at all of the bullshit content that is going to be circulated by these camera hoes. Especially niggas who talk about rap. Who are going to get distracted about shit like, so Kendrick's an anti-Semite? And then go down 16 fucking rabbit holes of bullshit to give that oxygen. I'm preemptively disgusted by the willfully ignorant content that is going to come up. And all these content creators that are going to say shit like, well, I don't know. I'm just telling you what the document says. I don't know. Like you didn't hear the fucking song. That's a lot of bitch too. You going to see full-fledged niggas sit on a fence with no seat and like it. That'll be my only 50-cent shout out ever. Or callback, I guess I should say, because I can't stand that nigga either. Purposefully obtuse. Niggas is going to be on the internet literally acting stupid to get clicks and to whip people up into a fervor of shit they don't have firsthand knowledge of because they're listening to a bunch of camera hoes tell them the news. I had somebody try and describe me as a hip-hop outlet. on X the other day, and I was like, respectfully, literally nobody that's on this list is a hip hop outlet. I'm definitely not a hip hop outlet, and nobody that you named is a journalist or an outlet. They're a channel or they're an account. None of them are reporters. None of them are journalists. People don't know the goddamn difference. You think because somebody has a mic and a camera that they are professional, that they have professional standards that they follow. These niggas done proved that's not the case. And they are going to be inappropriately excited about this and all of the piss takes that they can generate from it. They'll selectively read parts of it, the most outlandish parts of it. They'll selectively read all of that. They won't offer what they know contextually about it, and they'll ask a bunch of dumbass fucking rhetorical questions. Because these niggas think you're as dumb as Drake thinks you're dumb. So, that's that on that. Go forth with your facts. Don't let these people pull you off your center in these various live chats throughout the day. Reason is stupid. Don't sit at the same table in the lunchroom in the cafeteria. We don't share snacks. You know, because you've seen the document. I'm sure we will have more conversation about this, maybe later today. Everybody can get their fucking chores and work done for the day. Maybe we'll have another chat tonight. Maybe there will be more developments, because now I'm hella suspicious about whether or not he is going to try and file an injunction or some bullshit. Yeah, camera coochies. Those little hoes out here pimping themselves on the internet for your clicks. Say anything. Anything. The women usually get a disproportionate level of finger wagging for that kind of behavior, but as it turns out, the men been doing it this whole time. That group chat must go crazy. Y'all be easy. I appreciate you. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Corona. Thank you to everybody that donated here. Thank you to everybody who hit up the Cash App and the Venmo to support the channel there. Welcome to all the new subs. Welcome to anybody who's going to hit that membership level. I will see you soon. Be easy. Peace.